Task groups can be created on any fleet mission assignment page. Typically, there's a check box for task groups, and this will be selected to create a task group. All task groups are also designated as detached commands by default, so you don't need to check this box. It'll happen automatically. The lead fleet in any task group is the one that sets the arrival time and the mission type and the commitment level. All other fleets are attached to the lead fleet. This is the main fleet that establishes the task group, and all others will be followers. To execute the task group, just hit the execute operation command button, just like any other mission assignment. Once a task group has been created, it will be shown on under the main menu under Federation and Federation Task Groups. This will be true whether the player is a Federation member or not. So if you want to create personal task groups and you're not a member of Federation, process remains the same. After selecting the Federation Task Group page, this will display all the Federation task groups that you will be able to join or that you have created. On the Federation Task Group page, the first two columns show the fleet number and fleet name. Typically, in most of our displays, this would link you to the fleet details page. In this particular case, it takes you to the task group details page. We have here the base travel time. This shows the normal time it would take the fleet to arrive at its normal destination. Should you wish to extend that travel time, here's where the modified travel time will be shown. The reason for extending the travel time would be, for example, you want some of your other Federation members to join you. Maybe they might not get there in time, or they want to get them to the rally point, or to provide additional time. Let's say you got a real fast task group that's made up of all destroyers, so you might want to extend the time so other people's corvettes or slower ships, marine transports, can join in and arrive at the same time. The mission is again showing what the mission is for that task group. Commitment is the commitment level. And then for the next 10 minutes, you will have the option, after creating a task group, of either extending the travel time or recalling the fleet. If you hit the recall fleet button at any time, that just returns the task group to where it started from, and the task group ends. And finally, the final column is the attached fleets. After the 10 minutes, once the recall time is up and the extend travel time is up and the task group has been committed, there will be a link shown here for attaching fleets. You'll click on that link and be able to see which fleets are available to join that task group. Should we want our task group to have some additional time in travel so that maybe others can join us, slower fleets can join us, we'll click on the Extend Time button. This shows us a summary page of what the current task group makeup is, and its arrival time and modified travel time. And we have two ways to extend the task group's time. You can either extend the travel time by adding additional hours and minutes, or you can also pick to set an arrival time. This will be, of course, beyond what your current arrival time is going to be. So obviously you can't set a time that's shorter. You can't arrive. So for example, this fleet's due to arrive in about 17 hours. You can't set it to arrive in 4 hours. All this does will be extension. So again, you can set in other words, this would be the next day at 4 or 7 or 1 p.m. the following day. And then you can also extend certain minutes too. For this example, I'm just going to add 3 hours and extend the travel time a small amount. After extending the travel time, we see that we had the original base time of 17 hours, and we see we modified it, and it now arrives in 20 hours. The modified travel time can be extended or changed at any time within the first 10 minutes after the task group has been created by clicking on the extended time button. So you have 10 minutes to, like as we said earlier, to recall the fleet or extend a travel time. So if we wanted to go in and change it again, extend the travel time, say, well, 3 hours wasn't enough, I'm going to make it 4 hours, make the change. Again, our base time still is going to arrive in 17 hours, but we've now set the time for arrival at 21 hours. Once the 10 minutes for the recall fleet time has gone past and you can no longer extend the travel of your task group, a link will show up to attach a fleet to the task group. Now, if you click this link, it will take you to a page that displays the candidate fleets that can join that task group. On this page, another table will be displayed. It will show all the candidate fleets by their fleet numbers, fleet names, a link to the in-system ops page for that fleet, a link to the out-system ops page for that fleet, what mission the candidate fleet is currently on, its current commitment level, and more importantly, its ATU per hours. And then there will be a button to join the task group. Note that our first fleet here can travel at 444 ATUs, and if we click this button, it will join the task group. On this fourth fleet down, we see that the ATU per hour is 222, and to the right, we see that this fleet is not a candidate to join because it needs to be going at least 236 ATUs per hour. The reason we list the speed here is so that you can use the in-system or out-system ops pages to break up the fleet so that it can meet the speed requirements. The speeds are shown within the fleet details page. So you can tailor a fleet to meet the fleet speed to get it there in time. Or if all the ships are too slow, then that fleet just will never be able to join the task group. So if you have a fleet that's going to join the task group, all you need to do at this point, and it'll send the whole fleet. If you need to break it up or break out ships, you need to do that ahead of time and create a separate fleet. I recommend using the detach command to separate out your fleets, especially if you're going to keep them in the same location. All you need to do to have the fleet join the task group, and it's going to take the entire fleet on all the ships, is just click on the Join Task Group. And then you get a confirmation, and you click OK. And that fleet has now become a member of the task group. If we go back to our fleet task groups, and we click on the fleet ID, it will show you the makeup. It'll list the fleets by name or number and their individual ship counts that's attached to that task group. Once a fleet has joined the task group, it is assigned there until the mission ends.